Hi everybody, welcome to my art studio. I am Jackie Harrison from Jackie H Artistry, and this is going to be a relatively short video, how-to video. On the last video, if you saw, I did a set of coasters in turquoise and black and white, and they came out absolutely gorgeous. I did them mostly in ring pour style. I've already resined them, and I don't know if you can see the absolutely gorgeous finish it left. And now I'm getting ready to finish off the tiles, and I wanted to show you how I do this. So I'm going to bring you down to my work table, and we'll get started. Okay, maybe get you in view. I'm still working on trying to figure out the best way to do these videos. So when I originally made them, I taped the back, and then I taped a, little Dixie cup plastic thing that I will reuse to raise, on the back of it, to raise them up so that the paint would drip off. So now it's time to get all this tape off and all these resin drips off. And this is what I do. I'm gonna start with one, and I take my heat gun to heat up. I guess I should tell you what I'm doing before all the noise happens. I'm going to take my heat gun and go over the back of this. I'll have to do it several times, but I'll start with the center and try to pull off as much as I can, and then go back and keep doing it until the tape is off. What the heat gun does, it softens the glue on the back, the adhesive on the back, to make it easier. So here we go. It's a process. Hopefully you can hear me over the noise. Okay, so the first several that I did when I first started making these, I did not tape the back. And getting the resin drips off the back was terrible. It was really hard. Okay, so as you can see, it peels. It's gonna get a little harder. Let me try it this way, do on this side. Sometimes if you can't get it all off, you just have to work it as best you can. They will come off. It's almost very satisfying to peel off. I remember when my daughter was in, middle school, she and her friends would put Elmer's glue on their skin and then try to see how big a piece they could peel off at once. I never saw the allure, and I was pretty upset that she did that. But now I get it. It's like you try to get off as much as you can. All right. So we're gonna just get this side, finish getting this side off. I'm really bad. I use my nails to get it, sometimes to get it started. And unless you have like the acrylic or the dip powder or whatever it is, you can really break a nail. All right, we'll come back to that side. Let's get this side done. Let's try to get some of this up already. There we go. And if it's not coming up, you just keep heating it up. It will loosen the adhesive. Sometimes I can get them up in like one side in one full swoop. Sometimes it takes a little bit. Boy, this is unusually stubborn. I just gotta grab a piece. Okay, here we go. There we go. And do it slowly. When you're getting to the edge, I highly recommend you make sure that you don't pull it straight off, because it's possible that you could take some of the paint off along the sides with you. So you just do it gently. You work it little at a time. Okay, I'm gonna keep this back up over here. I'll have to go back to the other side. If you haven't figured it out, I do talk to myself a lot. So if it sounds like I'm mumbling, it's like I'm just having a conversation with myself and you guys are just trying to eavesdrop on it. Okay, here we go. And then we're going to try to get this. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So there is a piece that did not come off. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but these are resin drips. And they are very hard to get off if they're not attached to the tape. And I have one little piece here that I think did not come off with the tape. I'm going to see if I can get this off without killing myself on it. There we go. Yep, needs a little more. There we go. Okay. So there was a little leakage of the paint, but it is pretty flat. So no worries. If it's not, you can certainly take a little sandpaper and smooth it down. Then what I do is I get these from Amazon. They have a pre-stick on them already. Now, some of them, depending on the size tile you have, will work perfectly. You just peel it off, put it on. These are smaller tiles that I'm used to dealing with, so I had to cut them, and all I did was put it next to the tile, put a little pencil mark, and slice it with my paper slicer. I have used larger tiles, larger than the backing, and those, what you do is, let's see, I'm gonna just put this, you just have to make sure it goes on evenly. Sometimes it takes a couple of tries, but it is pretty near perfect. And it sticks, voila, all done. So as I was saying, some of them, some of the tiles I've had were bigger. You know, wherever I get tiles wherever I can get them. And when I moved here to this house, the previous owner had boxes of square tiles, 4-inch square tiles, but they were definitely bigger than these backings. So I wanted to make sure that I had the tape all the way to the edge, because I didn't want the resin drips. So what I found was that once I took them off, there was a bare line around each side of the tiles where the paint and the resin didn't go. So with that, I just take depending on the color of the tile, of the rest of it, I take a permanent marker, they come in all different colors, and I just edge it around, and the permanent marker won't come off if it gets wet. All right, I'm gonna do one more and to show you, and then that'll be the end of this video. But I hope that you'll wait till the end, because I do want to tell you a little about what's coming next. Stay tuned. All right, let's try this again. And sometimes sometimes because the paint is and the resin is very, very thick around the edges, it doesn't come off quite easily, and it rips the tape, and that's okay. Then I try to then try another section and pick it up on the other side. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to rip this like this. just to get an edge. There we go. All right. So I hope everybody had a great couple of weeks. I had a fabulous time. I went with my daughter. My daughter Shayna is turning 40 next week, and she wanted to do something really special. And she decided she wanted to go to Costa Rica to a women's yoga and surf camp. So I asked, she was going to go by herself, and I said, hey, you want company? And I was very happy. She said, I'd love to, Mama. She said, you want to come with me? And I said, yes. And she said, but you don't surf. And I don't even swim. So I said, no, but I can yoga, and I can bring plenty of books. And I ended up doing yoga every day but one. I also ended up, I got 2 incredible massages, amazing massages, and a salt scrub, which left my skin so amazing. I read 1 full book, sat on the hammock while she was surfing, and read my book, swayed in the breeze, looked at the magnificent water. It was on the Pacific side. Our lodging were little bungalows that were air conditioned. They were basically in the jungle that backed up to the beach. And so we sat on our porch. We had a hammock on our porch too, covered porch. We saw monkeys. We saw iguanas, a lot of iguanas. We saw incredible birds. We saw a raccoon during the day, and Shayna commented to one of the instructors that back home, which is in Maryland, and also I lived in Tennessee where we had a lot of wildlife, that you see a raccoon during the day, you run the other way because they could be rabid. But she told us here, it was normal. So I have one little piece here that didn't want to come off. I missed it. We're just going to get that one little piece off. There we go. No more. If there was no tape there, and this was actually right on the directly on the tile, I would have to sand them off, and it's a lot more work. Okay, voila, beautiful. Again, there's a little bit of seepage of the paint, but none of the resin, so it's nice and flat. And yeah, I know I could have taken this off too, but it's going to be underneath, so I'm not going to worry about it. I got these tiles. I got at a liquidator, and I've got 2 boxes. They were $3 a box, and the box has, I think it had something like 36 tiles in it. So, all right. And then you just have to line it up. Sometimes you have to pull it apart a couple of times before it lines up, but there is definitely enough stick on adhesive on the back that you can pull it up as often as you want. All done, beautiful. I'll do the other 2 off camera because you don't need to see me do the same thing. But I just want to let you know, I'm going to bring you up so you can see my happy face, because I am definitely in my happy place. I definitely have to learn how to do this better, and I will. I promise. I'm working on it. Okay, so I have a big show coming up the beginning of May, and my inventory has been pretty low. So my plan now is to get as much inventory in the next 3 weeks done, so I can get everything resined and ready to go for the show. And what I have found is that while occasionally somebody will buy a painting, what they really love are things. So what sells the most are my coasters, no question. The other thing that has sold are Lazy Susans that I've painted. They're usually wood rounds. Trays that I've painted and resined. Jewelry is a good one. So I can show you. I buy these glass cabochons. I get them at Amazon. And the way I paint them, they're dip paint. What I do, I can show you right here, because I prepped these to go. So basically, these are different colors, but what I do is I take the rounded part and I do a glue dot to a push pin, as you can see. And when I have either leftover paint that has fallen onto my work table, or I might put some paint in a little design on my work table, I then take the whole push pin like this, dip it, and then put it back up here to dry. When they're done, what I do, they're done. I don't even need to resin them because the paint is going to be actually on the bottom. And I put them into, hold on, hold your horses. Ah, here's one right here. I put them into a bezel that I also get, you can get them all together. And they literally sit, I glue them underneath. So the glue is actually underneath the paint, so you don't see the glue coming through. When it's all done, I take and I just remove the push pin. I take a little like Goo Gone just to clean it up, and voila, I have a piece of jewelry. And so and I sell them for inexpensively. They're great inexpensive. They're great. People buy them like they're hotcakes as long as they're priced reasonably. I probably could price them higher, but honestly, they're inexpensive to make. And so if I sell a necklace for $10, I have made pretty much $8 profit. Okay. I'm also going to, this is the top of a glass jar. I'm going to be painting. This is a tray that comes with actually leather handles. I got this for $5 at Target. It actually says, it came around Christmas time, it said North Pole Blend Hot Cocoa served here. It's going to be covered. When it's a wood piece this heavy, I don't do anything but paint on it. Hey, listen, have a great rest of your day. I know I've really screwed up this video. I hope I get to edit it. I hope it edits out really well, because I think it's a really valuable information that I've given you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Okay, I'll do that one. Let me do, and I'll do these two. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep. What's it called? Oh man, I cannot believe I don't remember what it's called. This is